I want to know who's just going to be more oily. I feel
That's
like
me.
mine.
No, it's going to be me, 100%.
Okay. All right, ready? The big reveal?
I'm an oily man. Oh my god.
Okay, ready, set, go. Mine is way more! What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I can, this is like a camera lens.
Hey everyone, Heather here, and in today's video, I thought I'd share with you some of my tips for how I get camera ready. I think when we hear the words camera ready, we immediately think makeup, but I'm actually going to share with you some really easy things that help me feel more comfortable and confident on camera. And then I will actually show you my entire makeup routine, but I'm going to save that for the end because I know not everyone who watches this wants to wear makeup. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is what we showed in the beginning. It's these. These are oil sheets. You can get this at a drugstore, grocery store. They're super widely available, and I think they're like $5. Basically, what these do is absorb the oil off your face, right? I usually use this if I'm recording in the afternoon because my face tends to get oily as the day goes on. The oily face thing is going to be a running theme throughout this video, so to kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about, here's the difference. So there are things that we want to highlight and have a kind of shine when they're on camera. For example, this is my Shure Custom MV7, and I purposely got a glossy purple because I wanted it to catch the light and bounce off. This is Tom's microphone. It's the same microphone, but this is just the matte black. This is like the default one, and you can see like the difference, right? I don't want my face to look like this. I want it to look like this. And so that's what this does, especially when it's like the middle of the day. Sometimes I record videos after I take a nap, and like midday naps, ooh, I definitely got to use one of these. Okay, so the next thing is having a uniform. I'm not a like fashion person. I take no pleasure in shopping for clothes and like trying to figure out what to wear. It's just like a thing that I dread. Finally, a couple years ago, I picked out a uniform, and now I just wear this same shirt every time I have to go make a video. It's super comfortable. I don't have to think about it. I really like how I look in black. There's no logos, there's no branding. A lot of the videos that I make have long shelf lives. Like I have videos from 2016 that are still getting watched today, and I don't want to be wearing like a logo of a brand that's like outdated or whatever. I actually have 2 of these. I would have 3, but they got sold out on Amazon. I used to think, are people going to be like, are they going to notice that I'm wearing the same thing? But when I decided that I would just wear the same thing every time, no one has ever said anything, and it's like the best, like one of the best things I did for my workflow. All right, now let's get into face. This isn't going to be full-on makeup, but I'm going to talk about 2 makeup products that, regardless of whether you wear makeup regularly, I feel like these 2 products are things that like anyone who does work in show business or has to like get in front of the camera or whatever, this is available to anyone. The first one is powder, and the second one is concealer. Powder does the exact same thing that this does, but instead of taking away the oil, you put on a tinted powder on your face that absorbs the oil. And then concealer it's made to conceal. So if you have like a blemish or dark circles under your eyes, that's where I put my concealer. This is like specifically to kind of like spot treat different parts of your face so that it looks more even with the rest of your skin tone. And they tend to be more on the liquid heavy duty side. Before you go and buy anything that has to do with makeup, here's the one thing that I would recommend to do. And that is go to Sephora or Ulta. Go to a makeup specialized store. And the reason is, there's a couple reasons. First, whatever brands Ulta and Sephora carries, you can just pretty much guarantee that they've passed a screening test of being high quality. There's like a seal of approval, like this is a good product. Just like there is a difference between the quality of cameras and microphones and other things like other production tools, it's the same with makeup. Obviously there's really cheap makeup, and then there's like super baller makeup. So like if you get a bad mic, right? A bad sounding mic, and you try to record your first podcast and it sounds bad, you might think that it's you, but it's actually the mic, right? Like, what if you use a really good mic and regardless of your skill level, it just sounds so good, right? It's the same with makeup. If you're new to this, you've never bought makeup before or whatever, and you try to go, like, when you're buying groceries, you're just gonna swing by the makeup aisle and get the medium tinted powder. Don't do that. The other thing that is like so important that they do is skin tone matching. So if you go to a drugstore or grocery store and try to match a powder or a foundation or a concealer to like your hand or like to your face, and you just do it yourself, one, you're probably gonna look at it wrong. Two, the lighting in there is terrible. The lighting in these makeup stores, like, they're really close to video lighting, right? Because they want you to see it in like the most accurate lighting possible. And then the other thing is that you have a professional, someone who knows the ins and outs of makeup and skin and all of that. Imagine going to B&H and you talk to like the drone expert. They've flown every single drone. They know everything about every little feature and all of that. That's who you're talking to when you go to a Sephora or an Ulta and you talk to somebody there and you ask them, like, here's the type of skin that I have. I'm specifically looking for a concealer that I can use in front of a camera because I make videos for YouTube. They're already making the choices to figure out, based on your skin tone and your use, which one is going to be best suited to you. And if you go to Sephora, I don't know if Ulta does this, but Sephora has a freaking tool that looks something like this. Not really, but it's like something like this, and they put it on your skin like this, and it detects your skin tone. And when you go to an Ulta or a Sephora, the brands tend to have so many more tints and options for skin tone versus if you were to get something at like CVS, which usually has a light, a medium, and a dark. And I really think that most people are gonna fall somewhere in between. And if you don't wear makeup every day, that bottle or, you know, thing of powder or whatever is probably gonna last you forever. Like, honestly, you're probably never gonna have to get another thing because you use it, you don't like put on a lot of it, and a little can go a long way with these things. All right, now let's talk about warming up. So the two things that I do in terms of warming up is I move my body before I record. I stretch, I always crack my back. I walk around, I do a few laps in my room. I just want to get my blood flowing. I don't want to be out of breath because obviously, like, I don't want to be panting on camera, but I do want there to be some movement because when I'm moving, my excitement and enthusiasm translates, right? Like, you can feel that energy when you're watching. The other thing that I do, I don't do this every time, but sometimes I just need a little bit more of a pick-me-up, is I have a playlist of my favorite get hype songs. I have the songs that, like, no matter what mood I'm in or how tired I am or what video I'm going to record, I have my go-to. If I listen to these songs, I'm going to have a smile on my face. So just like any singer has their warm-ups, professional athletes have their warm-ups, there is a performance aspect, and the warm-up really does help. Now let's talk about some camera setup things that you can do. So the first thing is lighting. Lighting makes a huge difference. Again, this is one of those things where people who are way more qualified to talk about lighting. In this shot, I probably have a couple $100 worth of lighting, like, in this room. But when I started YouTube, I used no lighting. The only light that I used was the sun that came in through my window, and that was honestly perfect. It took me a while to try different places to record in my apartment, but like where I set up my desk was in front of a window. I used to vlog in my apartment bedroom, and that was also in front of a window, and I tried different angles and stuff like that. So if you haven't taken the time to actually work with the lighting that you have, you know, I'm definitely not saying go invest money in lights. If you have the budget, go invest in lights. But if you don't, that doesn't mean that you still can't work with what you've got. If I were to change the lighting to just the room lights, I'm actually going to do that for you so you can see like the difference. I turned off this like big floodlight here. I don't even know if that's the word that it's called, but there's like a big light behind the camera, and I turned on the bedroom light. Room lights and house lights tend to lean towards warmer colors. And so this is what it looks like. As you can tell, it's kind of a big difference, right? So lighting definitely makes a difference, but that doesn't mean that you can't work with the sun, which is free. All right, so the other thing is camera positioning. For me, I'm a very visual person, right? So I can look at this shot and be like, yeah, it looks great. And then I can set up another shot and be like, yeah, it looks great. But unless I actually record test footage and see them side by side, I can't say which one I actually prefer, right? So I think it's definitely important to record footage, test the footage with the camera angle, the lighting, and then compare, and then just keep doing that until you find the optimized setup. The other thing is, I think a lot of people already know this, but in case you don't, there is a difference between when you have your camera lower than you, it kind of makes it look like, I don't know, this, and then when you have it a little bit either eye level or a little bit above eye level, it kind of, I don't know, thins out the face rather than like looking like this. I have a preferred good side, and it's this side. So I have two monitors, one right here and one right here. I purposely put the script over here. Whenever we're doing the couples table, I purposely put the where we check the comments on this one so that I'm looking this way. Tom specifically sits on this side and I sit here. So again, I'm showing my good side. People could say like, oh, you know, you don't have a good side. It's all a good side. But this is my preference, right? So you gotta do what works for you and makes you feel good and confident so that you're not distracted by, oh my gosh, do I look okay or whatever. And this is another quick thing, rule of thirds. If you don't already know how to, this is like a super easy thing. It's just making sure that you're positioning yourself in a way that has been like scientifically proven to be naturally pleasing to the human eye. And that's when you divide up the shot into the rule of thirds. So I position myself to be in the center, and I try to make it so that my eyes are like a little bit above. I know they're supposed to like technically be right here, but you know, obviously use it as a guideline. What if I were sitting like this? Right? Like I'm centered and the shot is the same, but doesn't it look awkward? Like it just looks, I don't know, just looks awkward, right? All right, and lastly, I'm gonna take you into my bathroom and actually do my entire makeup routine start to finish. I actually recorded it before recording this part, so this is the final product of what I'm about to walk you through. It's actually gonna be next week's video because this video would have been way too long. And if you want to see different ways that I've tried to set up this room and achieve this look, I'm going to leave two of my setup videos, one from like 2 years ago and then one from last year. So you can see that this has been a work in progress and I've tried many different things. You can see like how they compare. So I will see you in one of those videos next. See you later.
That's like, I made like a Bobo Mickey Mouse. God. Anyway.
Just staring at it.